Hello and welcome to Judy's Creations in Crochet. And today is December the 26th, 2024. And Christmas has come and gone. And my little buddy is here to say hello and to wish everybody a happy new year. Everybody seems to enjoy having a visit from my little co-host. He won't stay long, I'm sure. I hope you all had a great Christmas and a great time visiting with family and friends and relaxing and enjoying the holiday. Of course, I'm not taping on the 26th. It's not Christmas quite yet for me. It's another day or two before we have Christmas. Hi there. Hi there. You want a chin rub, huh? So, I'm very excited to be here today. We have lots of exciting things to do and talk about, and some that I'm sure I'll have to put off till next week. But this is finally one of our regular videos for the month, and several things to catch up on. And the first, I'm going to talk about what am I wearing. I was just so glad to finish this and be able to wear it today. Still a little bit of green, so a teeny bit Christmassy. And I'm not going to say a lot about it except to say that it is my item for the month, for our Mal this month. As you know, I stuck with the green in the picture. I didn't have time to do the other ball of yarn, which was red and green. And I will tell you more about it when I'm back to you again in a few short days with our slideshow for the month. And this is, I will tell you, it's called Just Bloom, and I will talk more about it and the yarn and everything on the 31st. So please make note that I will be back with a slideshow on the 31st of December, which is different than usual. But remember, I pointed that out at the first of the month, and I am reminding you again that we're changing things up a wee bit here, and I'll be back on the 31st. Now, for those of you that may be new, welcome. I'm glad you stopped by. I hope you enjoy and like what you see, and hit that subscribe button. We're really close to 1,600, and come back again. But to explain, the every month I give an inspiration picture, and people make an item based on that picture. And then I do a slideshow at the end of the month, and I'll give a more in-depth explanation and the set of rules and all the rest of it on the 31st of December. I think we'll have a little more time then. So I hope you'll be back. It's a very interesting slideshow. People really enjoy seeing what everybody else is making. And for those of you that are returning viewers, welcome, welcome. I'm always so glad to have you back. And I will be addressing that a little later in the video. Bye. Away he goes, but he leaves a pile of hair on my pants. The joys of cat ownership. You're always, it doesn't matter where I go, people say to me, oh, do you own a cat? Well, what's your first clue? You will always have cat hair on you. All right, so let's get started with the business. First of all, before I do what I know you're all waiting for, and what I'm waiting for is, I want to take a moment to thank a few people for some happy mail. So I first of all got, if I got this right, now the mail is moving, people, and we're starting to get caught up. I don't know how quickly we'll get caught up, but I did get a little mail. And first of all, I got a Christmas card from Lisa, and Lisa is in Sarnia. So she had already mailed it before the strike was over. So it was in the mail, and Sarnia's only an hour away, so it didn't take too long to catch up to me. And this is an original. She makes handcrafted originals. So thank you very much, Lisa. It says Silent Night up there with all the sheep in their Santa hats. Thank you. And I got another piece of happy mail. And Gina had told me she sent me something. And she sent it early in November before the strike occurred. And then, of course, it got stuck in the mail. And what I didn't realize is I thought she herself had sent me something, but she sent me something from an Etsy store that is called Mouse Garden. And they have hand knit scarves, stitch markers, and small gifts. And they are in Calgary, Alberta. So if I remember when I'm done, I'll try to link the website on Etsy for you. But she sent me a Christmas card through this. It's a gift from Gina. I think most of you know Gina at the Knitting Turnpike. And inside the card was this nice organza bag. And it says there are stitch markers. This woman sells stitch markers, and there are Christmas birds, 5 Christmas birds. So we have a robin and a cardinal and a blue jay, and I think that's a chickadee, and I'm not sure what that one would be considered. But there's the 5 Christmas stitch markers with some holly on them. And then there are also a set of 5 cats. Now, get them right side up, and they're all holding fish. My cats don't get a chance to do that. No fish bowl around here. So there's the stitch markers that Gina sent me. All the kitty cats. And then it says there is a bonus surprise. So there is one more, and it has one more bird and one more cat. So those are the stitch markers that Gina sent me. Thank you very much. I guess she sent them as a Christmas present. Thank you very much, Gina. I appreciate them. And I will, as I said, try to remember to link this designer, Mouse Gardens, or this maker. I guess I should use that word. So that's the happy mail that I have received. And I really do appreciate, especially this year when it is very difficult to send anybody anything. I sent nothing. And the few things that I do have to send, I will probably send, I have a habit of doing that, don't I? I will probably send them next week. So that was really fun to get some mail after so long without mail. I'm a person that really likes receiving mail, and I think it all stems from my years away at university. My mother used to write me every week while I was away. All right, so the next order of business is that, and you're all back here to see, that we want to see what yarn is in those big skeins. So first of all, I don't have green button jar here. I tried to clear it out a little bit. So green button jar I put away, and I don't know what happened to I guess I put it away too. I'm going to flash a picture up here of green button jar. I took a picture, as you know, with the hank that came, the full hank we opened last day. Now, I started putting things away, but I do still have, well, it's over there. I have part of the chickadee one, so hang on a minute. I don't know how many of you watch Gary at Urban Yarn, but I was kind of looking at yarn for his winter mood board, and I put these aside. This is the end of it, but you know there was another purple and gray, and there was greens and gold and at the beginning, but this is the most of it. 3, 6, 7. This is 7 of the 12 from Chicky Fibers. So I'm going to open, since I don't have everything, I'm going to open Chicky Fibers. I seem to be very scatterbrained here today, don't I? Anyhow, sorry about that. Hopefully it'll get better as we go. So here is the Chicky Fiber large skein, and I'm trying to figure out what could possibly go with that board of yarn. Do you have any thoughts? It'll have to be something neutral, I would think. I know she's done all solid, so I have to guess it's solid something or other. I feel something, but that must be the tag. Yes, it is. And here we go. Oh no, there is an extra gift. Okay, she has been really good at putting a lot of different gifts in this. And we have we have some birds. These don't look like Christmas birds. They're just birds because this is Chicky Fiber, so they're just different variations of chickadees. And they don't all seem to want to stay turned over. But there we have, boy, do I have a lot of stitch markers now. But these, 2 of them are for crochet and 2 of them are for knitting. So these 2 for sure will be given away at some point. All right, so let's look at the skein of yarn, and that is this. So this one is variegated. Isn't that interesting? I guess it's trying to take in the colors that we got throughout the 12 days, but they are just a wee bit different. I have a catch in my throat, so you have to excuse me for a second. Okay, hopefully that'll help. So I'm very surprised at this one. No purple in it, mostly blue and some teal and a yellowy color. Interesting. Interesting. So that's Chicky Fibers. Get this out of the way. And that's to go with these. All right. The next one we have to open is from Polka Dot Creek, and I'm going to bring Polka Dot Creek out here. And this was their Christmas bouquet. This is the one that didn't come with all the extras, didn't come with a project bag. That's their big one for the year, but I had one last year. And they have different selections. If you watch Diane at My Pink Bathtub, she's opening their woolly winter one, but this is the Christmas bouquet. And so let's see, what color do you think is going to come with this? I predict it's going to be variegated reds and greens, and possibly white, but definitely going to have reds and greens. And so here we have it. Polka Dot Creek. And on the back it says it's 75 merino and 25 nylon. And each of the mini skeins were 10 grams, so they were 45 yards. This one is probably, doesn't say, but it's probably the 437. So what do we have here? Oh, I should just rip it and not worry about it. Lime green isn't my color anyway. But there we go. Are you ready? Oh, we got... Bonnie, you did this to me on purpose, didn't you? Well, let's open another. She's got lots of tape on this. It's going to have to get ripped. I can see through a little bit, and I've seen a little bit of red. Oh. And there's a little bit of browns and reds and greens on this neutral, kind of creamy off-white background. And that is really quite pretty and quite appropriate with these skeins. Back up a bit, and then you can see it all. There we go. And I'm quite inclined to find a project in the Advent package or file or whatever you want to call it, where I can use one main skein and then put minis with it. And I would be kind of inclined, if this is the main color, to use the solids that are in this group. But then again, I wouldn't mind doing a project that used some reds, some greens, and some speckled or whatever they're called as another project without this. So tough call. Depends how much yarn I need in whatever project I pick. Maybe I can do 2 different projects, but I am quite happy with this. So I'd be curious now that we have finished all 3 of them. Which one was your favorite? Well, the mini skeins themselves, it was a tough call for me between Chickadee and Polka Dot. I really, especially at the end, I really loved those skeins of yarn from Chickadee. But when you put the final big hank with it, I wasn't as impressed. Now, Polka Dot, I really enjoyed that one as we went to. And then when you put this with it, I really am impressed with the selections. So it's a hard call between the 2. I think in the end, Polka Dot has to win out for me. I really enjoyed it. Now, we're not done. I have still one more skein to open. And I did explain this, but for those that didn't catch that particular video, Diane from My Pink Bathtub, Cathy from Yarn with Heart, and I decided to do Christmas exchanges. We decided this way back, I don't know, September, October. Well, Diane and I, of course, were able, not Diane, Diane's in Manitoba, and Diane and I did not get our exchange mailed. We knew the strike was hitting. We didn't want it to get lost in the mail, so I will be talking to her in the next day or so, and we'll probably come up with a plan of when we're going to mail them and when we're going to open them. And I suspect we'll both open our exchange sometime in January once we get them. Cathy and I, though, happened to meet up at the 1st of November at the craft show I did in Sarnia. And when we met up at the craft show, we exchanged our Christmas gifts to each other at that point. So I have this from Cathy. Cathy has one from me. I think today's Thursday. Cathy comes to you on Friday. So I suspect Cathy will be opening her gift from me tomorrow. So you might want to stay tuned and see what she gets. And I'm trying to remember what she got. Getting older, the memory isn't what it used to be. But Cathy's very excited for me to open this. She really wants to see how I like it. And I'm sure Cathy bought something very special. She is known for doing that. So I'm going to open each end here. Get the tape off. And then I'll be able to open it. Now I'm stuck to the tape. So, oh, there's another one here. There's two here. We used to tease my sister, who taped things completely shut with more tape than anybody, that she must have shares in 3M, the tape company. Cathy, do you too? And look at the sticker with the kitties. And of course, another one of these people who wants to keep me busy and in suspense. And we have another to open, more tape. Oh, I can see some bright colors coming through. Oh, an EFA, look at that. Oasis fingering, interwoven. You know something? I think I have one skein of this. And at the time I was thinking, most of the things I make with Oasis fingering are larger, like asymmetrical triangle shawls or just regular shawls. And it takes 2 skeins. And I don't know if I can see. No, I can't see that. Oh, my Oasis fingering, I have quite a bit of it, is down low. But I'm pretty sure I have one other skein, and I only got 1 skein at the time. So this will be wonderful. I can put this with the other one and make something bigger. And yes, Cathy, I'll make something for myself. And I will keep it. I absolutely love Oasis fingering, and I'm sure for all my viewers out there, you would know that this is a skein of colors I absolutely love. And for those of you that are fairly new, this is all EFA, which is Expression Fiber Arts. I absolutely love their yarn. That's the one thing that I splurge on, is their yarn. And Oasis fingering is 50% camel and 50% mulberry silk. I keep encouraging Cathy to get one for herself and try it, because she has a wool allergy. But I'm wondering if camel might be something. They say alpaca is hypoallergenic, so I'm wondering if she can use Oasis fingering, which is camel. It has 457 meters or 500 yards. So with 2 of them, I have 1,000 yards. You know, I can make quite a substantial item for myself. So thank you, Cathy. This is heavenly. I'm sure you felt it when you bought it and were wrapping it for me, and you know how wonderful it feels. It's becoming my favorite yarn, actually. I really, really do like it, and I love these colors. Right. So that has been quite a Christmas for me. I certainly enjoyed all of these Christmas treats and my Christmas present. I wish you could feel this. There were a way to reach through and feel it. It is really, really heavenly soft. All right, so what's next on the agenda here? Time is getting by us. And as it is the last, normally I do this at the beginning of the month, but the beginning of the month I have a lot to cover. So I thought that I would do it at the end of the month, and that is my stash down. And part of my stash down, I'm going to sidetrack just a wee bit, is the fact that I said I would try, and I did. I finished the crocheting of my Advent Adventure, and that is the pattern using Advents, and the pattern is for a blanket of some size, and this was the first one I did. I know because I remember starting with that dark color, and I would have shown you this one. And then I did a second one, and I'm only doing two, as I mentioned before, because I'm going to make a scarf out of it. Now, I haven't finished off here simply because every time I measure them, and they have to be the same length, I get something different. And now I tried to measure them as I was going to keep the sides of it the same, going down. And when I was working on it, I thought, oh my goodness, this second one is so much shorter. Now you see it. Well, it looks to be the same. But when I was holding, I stood on the stairs and I held it up and I went to the bottom, and the second one was way longer. But at one time, it was shorter. So anyway, later today, I'm going to block them, and I'm going to block them side by side on my blocking board and see exactly what happens, and hopefully they'll be the same length. I guess I can pull them and make them the same length. But if this one is a little bit longer, I can pull it a little bit out, or I can, if I have to, and I hope not, I can add a little bit to it. And if I have to add to it, I'm going to be adding this brown. Now, I forgot to bring the yarn down, but I have a substantial size ball. I think it's more than 20 grams of this color. And it is my thinking that I'm going to join them with this color. I don't know if it's the best color to use or not, but it's something I have. It's sort of neutral. I think it goes with pretty much everything in here. And so I am going to block it tonight. And then I will have the rest of this week to join them. And I promise to have this together to show you on the 31st. I want this item done this month, this year. And I'll tell you why. I want to count this, and I have counted this one as completed in the information I'm going to give you now. So the first thing is my stash down for the month of December. Well, sadly, I thought I had done more than I did, but I only completed 3 items. I completed this, which you'll hear more about next Tuesday on the 31st. I completed this, which I showed you just 2 days ago on the 24th. And I will have completed this by the 31st. And of these 3 items, only 2 of them count in my stash down. Now, I think at the first of the month, I did work a little bit on that purple item that I started in November and might go back to and work on again this week, but it isn't going to get completed this month. But this item used yarn that I got in the, I was getting the mystery hank of yarn every month from Color of Your Fiber until she has stopped doing it. And I noticed that her Etsy site is less and less. I think she's going out of business. So this was not stashed down because it was yarn that I bought this year. Mind you, I did it last month and I bought the yarn probably last spring, but it has to be yarn that was bought before this year to count. So I completed 3 items, but stashed down only 2 for this month. But I also right now, because it is the end of the year, want to talk about what I accomplished this year. And although I didn't start showing the stash down at the beginning of the year, I did go back into the app I told you about where I indicate if it is stash yarn, and I went back to all the ones from the beginning of the year and indicated which use stash. And over the course of the whole year, I did 48. No, I don't think I did 48 stash down. Yes, 48 using stash. So I'm quite pleased with that, 48 using stash. Now, let's talk about the year in general. I think I have a picture showing you what that first screen looks like in the app. And the first of the year, when I started the year, I had 3 items that were carryover from 2023. Of those 3 items, one of them got frogged and deleted from everything, from the files. One got finished and moved down into the files for 2024. And one is still there, uncompleted. I've considered working on it this next week, but it won't get done, I'm quite sure, before the end of the year. So it is going to go over into the files for 2025. So looking at all of 2024, these are the statistics. I actually had, I'm pretty sure I had 61 items that, yes, I started 61 items this year, and 3 were unfinished. One is that purple one that will get worked on this year. The other 2 unfinished ones were 2 different shawls that I started this fall from EFA, and I started them and I quickly put them aside to get on to something else. So I have 3 unfinished items that will join the one from last year. So next year at the top, I will start with 4 unfinished items to work on in 2025. So that takes 3 out of the 61. So we're down to 58 items I started and finished this year, plus the one that I finished that was a carryover from last year. So I finished 59 items this year. And at one point, I was a little bit disappointed that I wasn't getting as much done as usual, because I remember that last year I had something like 68 or 69, I didn't go back and look, items completed. And I had been, I'm one of these goal-oriented people, and I was trying to do at least as much or pass what I did last year. And I think I talked about this a little earlier in the fall, and I've decided that I got 59 items done this year. That's only about 9 or 10 less than last year. And you all know my year has been very, very busy. Taking on the responsibility of my friend who had a stroke in May, that far back, it was in May, that I've been dealing with all of the things you have to deal with when somebody is that ill. I don't really consider her ill, but she is incapacitated in quite a number of ways, and there is a lot of business to take care of, and it's not done, and it won't be done for some time. We are now going weekly to the hospital for therapy. So, you know what? I think I really have to give myself a pat on the back for all the extra responsibility I had this year to get 59 items done. And I think in the end, I'm kind of pleased with my progress. And I did say that I was going to try to not worry about what I accomplished, to slow down, take the pressure off myself. That's a little bit hard. I always want to get things done. I'm one of these people that has to accomplish things. A lot of people ask, when it comes to crocheting, are you about the process or are you about the finished item? Sometimes I do enjoy the process, especially at the beginning, but I have to say I'm more a person that's about the finished item. That's just the way I am. So I have to say that I am pretty pleased at what I have accomplished this year. Next week, I'm going to talk about what I want to do, goals and accomplishments for 2025, but that's next week's conversation. So I have one more thing I want to cover yet today. So this won't be a super long video, but a little longer than all of those 12 days of Christmas. I received in the mail, I think we're still playing catch up. As you know, I forgot something else. Be right back. You can tell I was well prepared for this. I made notes and everything, but I didn't remember to bring everything with me. As you know, I get a monthly set of minis from Adam in the UK. Adam is Crafty Wool, and he has an Instagram account. He has a website that is craftywool.com, and he hand dyes yarn. He has a YouTube channel, but he doesn't do videos very often anymore. He started out doing them regularly, but decided he didn't want to be doing that. So there you can see craftywool.com. And I get the monthly minis that he has, and I'm almost sure he mailed November and it's caught up in the mail tobacco. Somewhere it's sitting in the mail. But he did send out December, and that he sent using a different courier service, and I'm expecting that to arrive possibly in the next week. But I also made an order from him, and again, before the mail strike. And maybe you remember this beautiful yarn I got from Adam a while back. And I love the yarn, but I do not enjoy the pooling. Now, part of it is the pattern I chose, I'm sure. And I decided that I was going to frog this and make something else. But I also thought that it would be a good idea if I included another yarn, a solid color. And I was trying to come up with this teal color, and I had a scarf made out of a teal that was perfect, but it's kind of hard to get that across to Adam, who's somewhere else. You know, those might go with it. But anyway, I had some conversations with Adam. Adam had some yarn and he worked it up. And I'm going to show you a picture over here of a sample where he worked it up with some color, probably close to this, although his was more blue, icy blue, I think. And the pink or the fuchsia. And I decided that I liked the pink or the fuchsia with it. So I said, Adam, I think I'm going to order a couple skeins of that, and we'll see what I can do with it. And it got mailed during all of this mess, but it arrived last week once they started moving mail. So it must have been very close to me, which makes me wonder if I did get the November yarn in November before the strike. But anyway, here are the 2 skeins of yarn. I got 2 of them because if I only need one with this scarf, I like this color well enough to do something with just this. Smells nice, Autumn. Anyhow, so what do you think? I'm going to put these together. Now, if I had full hanks like this, these are too small to incorporate it because they would hardly make anything. A few rows and it'd be done. But if I do this and make this the main color and put this in with it, what do you think? Is there a color on it? He has a color name, I know, because he's told me the color name, but I don't see it on here. But this is 75 superwash merino, 25 nylon, and they're in the 100 grams, and there are 425 meters in each. And I have 2 of these, and it feels nice and soft, just like these. And so I'm going to make something, I don't know what, and I don't know when, but I'm going to make something out of these. So what do you think? And hopefully with smaller, like not as big a section, there I won't see so much pooling because I really do love the colors in it. Unfortunately, I'm not one that enjoys, I mean, if it pooled the same all the way through, I'd be fine. But you can see it changes. It keeps changing. And to me, it's too busy. But I love the colors. So this is what I'm going to do. And thank you, Adam, for working with me to find something that would work with this yarn that I got from you a while ago and loved so much. So I have 4 skeins. I might be able to make 2 items. One where this is the main one and this is not as main, and maybe one reversed. Who knows? Who knows? I don't think I'll be making one big, huge thing, because a huge thing would be like 1,700 yards. I mean, it would make a sweater, but I'm not sure I would put that together in a sweater. Something to think about. And the only other big thing would be a blanket, and I'm not making any more blankets. I already talked to you about that, and I will talk to you about it again probably next week. So I received that in the mail from Adam, and I will be putting that on my list of things to do in the new year. Might not get done till late in the year, who knows, but it goes on the list. All right, I have 2 other things to talk about. First of all, I want to reinforce to you that your items that you made for the MAL this month, your pictures are due to me tomorrow. Tomorrow, December the 27th, by midnight Eastern Standard Time. Now, you may be in a different time zone and they come in during the night. And if they come in during the night, I mean, I'm not up doing anything with them. So that's fine. If they're there in the morning when I get up, that's perfectly fine. Because on Friday, I will get busy making my lists. And, either Friday afternoon or Saturday, I will make the videotape to come out on Tuesday. Yes, I make them that far ahead. That allows me time to edit. It allows me time for life that gets in the way. And if I make a mistake or something goes wrong, I have time. I could re-tape if I had to, which I haven't yet, and I hope I never have to re-tape the whole thing. So that's the first thing I want to remind you, is that I need your pictures tomorrow. And the video will be on Tuesday, December the 31st, will be the slideshow of everything you've made. Now, one last thing. Because of the mail strike, things were so different here this year. And if you've been with me any time at all, you know I like to give gifts. Christmas is a great gift-giving time. And I've always given several gifts at Christmas. And technically, yes, I could say, okay, the mail's working, I can get some gifts in the mail. But I strongly suspect, and I planned this ahead before I knew if mail would be back in operation or not. I still want to give some gifts, but I'm not prepared to stick anything in the mail right away, because the amount of backlog that must have accumulated in a month at all of the borders, you know, everything coming through from the US to Canada. And if I were to give presents, it would be going probably mostly to the US, as well as within the country. I'm sure it's going to be a mess for a while. So I made the decision a while back that I would give some patterns as gifts. I meant to actually do this on the 24th. And it wasn't until I finished the video on the 24th that I realized I hadn't done it. So I decided, well, it's, you know, Christmas is only yesterday. It's still close enough to give Christmas gifts. Now, it requires that you have a Ravelry account. And I have drawn 5 names that I'm going to gift a pattern from Ravelry. And we're going to do that now. I'm going to show you one at a time the people that have drawn. And I believe I went to December the 12th. It was a Thursday video, my usual day. I took that video and the comments, and it seemed to have the most comments of all of December, probably because it was a Thursday and most of the people know to come and see me on Thursday. And it was a full regular video. So from the 12th of December, I pulled 5 names, and I'm going to put them up to fill the screen one at a time. And the first winner is Lori Riley dash, I think it's IQ4HV. Congratulations, Lori. The next winner is Lisa 7025. Congratulations, Lisa. The next winner is Cindy H112. And congratulations, Cindy. The next winner is Alley Cat Crochet. Congratulations, Allie. I'm guessing your name is Allie. Maybe that's short for Allison. And the last winner is Debbie Perea 95. And congratulations, Debbie. So to those 5 people, Lori, Lisa, Cindy, Allie, and Debbie, I need for all of you to contact me, and you need to give me your Ravelry name. I do know it for 1 or 2 of you, but just to be on the safe side, I need 2 pieces of information. I first of all need your Ravelry name, and I need to know the name of the pattern, and give me the name of the pattern and the designer, because sometimes there's more than one pattern with the same name. So with those 5 people, please contact me before the end of the month. I'd really like to do it and get it all taken care of before we start January. And you know that I'll be back to you on the 31st of the month, which is a Tuesday. And then we'll, on Thursday, January 2nd, we'll be into our regular schedule for the year. And I look forward to kind of getting settled back into a routine. So congratulations to those 5 people. Remember to get in touch with me. Email me and let me know. Email, not through the comments. Please email me with the information that I need. And to everybody out there, thank you for following my channel. I am just a few people short of 1,600, so maybe by the end of the year, we might get a few more viewers, and at the beginning of the year, I can announce that we made it to 1,600. And I'm wishing all of you a very, very happy and successful 2025. And I hope we will be spending time together again next year. So until I see you on the 31st, happy hooking.